Nubiart Diary number 436 for the 4th of March 2021. Nubiart, a different perspective on the African world. Okay, for the March promo, the first one is The King of Sudanese Jazz by Sharhabil Ahmed, and it's out now on the Habibi Funk label. This is a 7-track album by Sharhabil Ahmed, who won the title of the King of Sudanese Jazz on New Year's Eve 1971 when he was playing a show at St. James Dance Hall in Khartoum. He is a contemporary of Mulatu Astake in neighbouring Ethiopia, but Sharhabil Ahmed's sound is less jazz and more a unique mix of rock and roll, funk, surf, traditional Sudanese music and Congolese rumba and soukous. Hakiba music is a predominantly vocal art in which the musicians accompanying the lead singer use few instruments. It drew inspiration from indigenous Sudanese and other African musical traditions in which backing singers clapped along rhythmically and the audience joined in both song and dance, and it was the music of weddings, family gatherings and wild impromptu parties. The lead singer's incantations induced a trance-like experience in which spectators swayed along to the rhythm of the beat. Sharhabil learned to play the oud, saxophone, trombone and trumpet before becoming an electric guitar player as part of his plans to modernize Sudanese music by mixing it up with Western influences and instrumentation. He told Gamal Kruma in a 2004 article in the Al-Haram weekly newspaper, Hakiba music, was traditional vocal music with little accompaniment beyond a tambourine. When our generation came in the 1960s, we came with a new style. It was a time of worldwide revolution in music. In Europe, the rhythms of swing and tango were being replaced by jazz, samba, rock and roll. We were influenced by this rejuvenation in Sudan too. I started out by learning to play the oud and traditional Sudanese music, and got a diploma from the Music Institute of Khartoum University. But my ambition was to develop something new. For this, the guitar seemed like the best instrument. Western instruments can approximate the scales of Sudanese music very well. After all, a lot of Western music is originally from Africa. I have absorbed different influences from traditional Sudanese rhythms to calypso and jazz, and I hold them together in my music with no difficulty. Ahmed studied graphic design at the College of Fine Arts in Khartoum and then joined the Sudanese Ministry of Education as an illustrator of textbooks and comics, working on several children's magazines until his retirement in 1995. Rida Mohammed Osman, the General Secretary for the Young Persons magazine Al Sibwan, and other colleagues were a constant source of encouragement for Ahmed. They organised parties and picnics at the end of the working week and booked Ahmed as their star performer. Osman wrote the music for the Nights of Kordofan, with which Ahmed was one of 8 winners in a new singing competition organised by Omdurman Radio. This brought him great exposure and success. This album opens with Argos Farfish, driven by an electric guitar rock riff, a high bleating saxophone, and Sharhabil's energetic yet smooth voice, imploring before exploding into a cry of "Hey, hey," like the James Brown of the Nile. El Bambi has the bass, sax and twangy guitar trading riffs, and that is a hallmark of this album. There is enough space for all the band members to shine. It's not a one-man show. The music is closer to that of the late great Eritrean superstar Teklites Vazge than the cooler reserve of Mulatu Astake's Ethio jazz throughout, and nowhere so than on Malak Yasali. Kamar Dawa continues the combo's highly danceable groove. This is followed by Zulum Al-Dunya. Aziza is another swinging track with a trademark vocal and sax interplay. The album closes with the longest track, Yashagini, another masterclass in Sharhabil's harmonious singing that highlights just why he was rightly crowned the King of Sudanese Jazz. Sharhabil Ahmed remained in the country despite its political upheavals over the decades. The 30-year reign of Omar al-Bashir from 1989 saw strict Islamic law being implemented, with playing opportunities limited to 3 hours and frequent raids by the police and security services. However, Ahmed was able to play for Sudanese communities across Africa, Europe and the Gulf throughout this time. One show in Baghdad in 1988 was part of a grand theatrical performance of the play Napata My Love, written by the poet and actor Hashim Sadiq, about the ancient Nubian kingdom of Napata, whose greatness rivaled that of ancient Egypt and is often a euphemism for Sudan. Sharhabil's wife, Zakia Abdul Qasim Abu Bakr, was the first female guitarist in Sudan, and he was able to play gigs with her as they were a married couple. Several of their 7 sons and daughters also became musicians. The King of Sudanese Jazz album comes with an extensive booklet including interviews, liner notes and previously unseen photographs. The second CD we're reviewing is Immaculate Mixtape, Kabaka Pyramid meets Federation Sound. This is out now on Bebble Rock Music, Federation Sound and the Ghetto Youth International. Kabaka Pyramid dropped this 27-track mixtape at the end of last year. A range of producers and musicians are behind the project, but overall it is credited to Federation Sound, who have been doing sterling work since the early days with Chronics. Most of the songs are new or recently released, but there are also several dub plates, as the mixtape aims to represent the full spectrum of Kabaka Pyramid's talents throughout his prolific lyrics and versatility. The opening track is an update of Contraband for these COVID-1984 times, featuring Damian Marley. Excerpts from Junior Gong's father, Bounty Killer and the Right Honourable Marcus Messiah Garvey are spread throughout the selection. General sees Kabaka Pyramid relaying his experience of touring and the influence his music has worldwide. Trampled Them is one of a batch of Rasta Firebun tracks, this time taking aim at the paedophiles infesting the country. It's followed by New Step featuring Runkus, where they say, "Two-step on a devil, dance we a dance and chant down Rome." Love Me Bad is a slice of late 80s digi dancehall. Among the tunes that have been getting heavy rotation on the airwaves is Nice Up the Dance, a dub plate produced by Jeremy Harding that is an updated version of the Michigan and Smiley classic. Reggae Music is a second cut on the rhythm. Stress Relief, Turn Up the Sound is a digital roots lovers. It's followed by Election Time, Kabaka Pyramid's condemnation of politicians who only turn up at election time. You're full of politics and of poverty in your policies. Mama Earth features Pressure Bust Pipe on a track where Mama Earth cries tears due to the abuse, pollution and disease spread across the planet. There are 2 cuts to Babylon Fallen, extolling death to the black and white oppressors, with the second cut being a remix by Ward 21. Don't Say a Word has Vibes Cartel lyric style trappings. Ready is a digital Firebun track, Capleton style, where Kabaka says, "Ready when you're ready for me, drop something heavy, barrel empty like Tottenham trophy cabinet, send them back to the academy." The Genesis tells the story of how Kabaka Pyramid started in the industry. Lyrics Above the Clouds has him unleashing Firebun lyrics over some addictive hip-hop headshaker beats. Freestyle delivers the same style a bit more harmonically, where he says they must sell out for retail and their albums don't have no real sales. Grandstand features Medison and Royal Blue on a tale of money, weed and girls on the highs. Energy has Kabaka Pyramid explaining how he killed them with the flow. I Don't Care is a combination of resistance to police killings, incarceration and genocide in the US. Until you see us as equal, there will be no living in peace. The track Tension features Dre Island on a more rootsy feeling outlet. The title track Immaculate is a dub play on a refixed version of Jeremy Hardin's evergreen playground rhythm. Nago Change is more Rastafari-born lyrics before Kabaka Pyramid's duet with jazzy reggae singer Jane Magismo on Jah Alone. So Much Love is an offering with a Bob Marley-style roots delivery. Never Trod Alone is another reflection of Kabaka Pyramid's life in the reggae industry. And the album closes with Believe, quoting Marcus Garvey, telling us all to believe in ourselves. Kabaka Pyramid said of this project, Immaculate is 58 minutes of pure fire and lyricism. It's possibly my most high energy release to date, and even though the message is a must, and these are serious times we're in, Immaculate also shows some of the lighter sides to the pyramid. Max really put it together, like a classic mixtape, real DJ vibes, and it reminds me of my high school days making mix CDs for our sound, Time Bomb. I'm just glad the world is getting to hear all these songs I've been going crazy over all year. Now we move on to Nubiart Library, and we're going to review The Hand of Ken, the extraordinary work of Ken McCalla, which is directed by Menelik Shabazz, and it's available to watch on Menelik Shabazz's website, and it was produced by SunRa Pictures and Yahw Arts. This 30-minute video explores the stunning work of the British-based painter, sculptor and fine artist Ken McCalla. His art resonates beyond time, portraying strong spiritual, philosophical and African-centered themes. Ken explains that his art helps him understand life and communicate unity and balance. The film opens in Ken's home workspace and a vast selection of the range of work he has produced over 4 decades. Ken shares memories of his formative artistic years at the highly influential Obala Black Art Gallery in North London, which was founded by Shaka Dede and Kadina. His work featured in the group shows held there such as Generation to Generation and Heroes and Heroines, where his art included images of the national heroes from his parents' Jamaican homeland. Ken started out by copying the images in comics and magazines. He then went on to do a painting degree at St. Martin's College of Art in central London. Anyone who sees Ken's art will immediately see inspirations and influences shared between him, Denzel Forrester and Alvin Kofi, so it is no surprise to hear that they are close friends. From our perspective, they form a kind of movement based on colourful dynamism while rooted in a Pan-African aesthetic. The themes that run through Ken's work include committee and netters and concepts such as the Ankh and Mat, the Adinkra symbols of West Africa and the Caribbean traditions, and the roots of his family and elders. Ken's trip to Ghana in 1989 was crucial in expanding his artistic practice, as he was surrounded by artworks that features the Adinkra symbols, such as the Sankofa bird, alongside proverbs and wise sayings. Another inspirational trip was closer to hand, a Zimbabwean stone sculpture exhibition at Canizaro Park in the South London district of Wimbledon. This led Ken to experiment and develop his own sculptural work, keeping the rough and smooth surfaces he had seen in Wimbledon. Other themes he has used to express his artistic expression include African natural hair and great African activists and thinkers. Some of his work from the latter was used as promotional material for films and plays about Walter Rodney and the Burkinabe leader Thomas Sankara. The musical director for this film is Winston Witter, and he has included here a powerfully expressive selection from the African rock of Osibisa through the dubs of Dennis Blackbeard Bovell, the hip-hop of Grandmaster Flash, to Rastan Kapani from the Jamestown area of Ghana's capital, Accra. The Hand of Ken is available to view on the Vimeo website of the director, Menelik Shabazz. The site also hosts much of Menelik's features, shorts, and documentary films from across his career, with many available to view for free, while the others can be viewed at a very low cost. So now we move on to lyrics and spirits. O ye gods of the underworld, who set yourself up against me, and who resist the mighty ones. The stars which never set have led me on my way. And that's from chapter 78 of the Papyrus of Ani. The poem that I'm going to read is original Orthodox, and I'm going to dedicate this to Bunny Wailer, Daddy Uroy, and Albert Griffith from the Gladiators. 7 times rise and fall the righteous, but the wicked only fall into mischief. 7 times rise and fall the righteous, but the wicked only fall into mischief. I did have it, but I didn't want it. And now I wonder why my life is a pit. I did have it, but I gave it straight back. From them see me without them launch an attack. I did have it, but I put it down. Now some boy won't take me for a clown. I did have it, but I never knew it. But now it's gone, I start to miss it. I did have it, but I didn't know what to do. Use, don't abuse it, what more can I do? I did have it, with melody and refrain. So it goes time and time again. I did have it, but through me too kind, I became a victim of their bad mind. I did have it, and I could have had more. Trailer loads and freight trains by the score. I did have it, this time and I lose it. No doubts, no arguments, and no regrets. I did have it, now me come to show it. This is the time to feel and know it. I did have it, but not the direction. True me never know me as one of Jah's son. Now when me get it, me give thanks and praise to Jah who guide and protect I all those days. And that was written on the Orthodox Christmas in 1992. That was the 7th of January. And it was published in my pamphlet of Slaughter and Consumption. If you want to get in touch with us, it's Kubara Zamani, African Quest, PO Box 35165, London SE5 8WU. The email africanquest1@hotmail.com, and on Twitter @Nubiart Diary. And we'll just close with our saying, talk sense or it don't make sense you talk. Thanks for listening. Guidance.